What up, what up? Y'all already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moo, shine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the former unified welterweight champion of the world, Thurman, had a recent interview with Brian Custis and alluded that he's going to be facing a former welterweight champion next, probably this August. Now, of course, it ain't going to be no Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? Hope he's getting well, but it's going to be Yordenis Ugas. Yordenis Ugas, who last in the ring, lost to Earl the True Spence. Earl of True Spence broke his eye and things of that nature. But, of course, before that, he beat Manny Pacquiao, the same man that beat Thurman. And ever since that loss, you know what I'm saying, the stock of Thurman has really dropped. His inactivity, losing to Manny Pacquiao. And I think that fight was for Thurman. I think it was a passing of the torch fight for Thurman. And he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. And this is the reason why we seen in July 29th, Bud Crawford versus Earl of True Spence for Undisputed. Now, of course, the politics of the sport of boxing. A lot of people always complain about the politics of the sport of boxing. But knowing that we're getting the fight that we all really wanted to see, the primary fight in Bud versus Spence, even though the TGB early on, before the fight was finalized, they petitioned for Thurman and Earl the True Spence to the WBA, TGB, and the WBC had Thurman as the mandatory position to face Earl the True Spence. So that ain't come through fruition, but there's politics in the sport of boxing in which a lot of fans get frustrated, but this time the politics of boxing actually work in favor of the fans and in favor of boxing and in favor for the matchup in Earl the True Spence and Bud Crawford. But Thurman, man, I'm a huge fan of Thurman. I'm a little disappointed in the way that his career has gone. You know what I'm saying? I think that he has voluntarily been inactive. He said in the Brian Custis interview, he said that he could have been active during the pandemic. He didn't want to fight. He also could have been active this year, and he chose. He said, you know, he had congratulations, had a new daughter and things of that nature. He said that during the interview he had with Ellie Setback, I think a month ago. So I used to feel like, you know, it was the business of boxing that's making it hard for Thurman, or it's just injuries, but he's been injury-free for quite some time. And I think this Thurman has been the guy that said no. It's been the guy that's been held him. He himself have held himself back. So I don't feel sorry for Thurman, but I'm still a fan of Thurman. Yordenis Ugas is a great fight in the welterweight division. I think it's a great fight for both of these guys because they're going to be fighting for who is going to be the gatekeeper. The loser is going to be the gatekeeper. The loser is going to be pressure to fight the phenom in the welterweight division. They're going to be performing July 8th, and that's Jerome Boots Ennis versus Villa, and that's going to be Virgil Ortiz versus Stanionis. Now, of course, we're always talking about Virgil Ortiz and Jerome Boots Ennis, which I feel like that is the new crop, the future top dogs in the sport of boxing. But Virgil Ortiz does got a tough fight ahead of him versus Stanionis. That's a tough fight. Villa, who beat Rashidi Ellis, I think that Boots is going to take care of that. But Virgil Ortiz got a tough fight. I still got Virgil Ortiz beating Stanionis, and I believe that the future pay-per-view fight is going to be Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. But Yordenis Ugas and Thurman, you could say, is probably the second best fight you can make in the welterweight division realistically. Of course, again, we want to see Virgil and Boots, but I don't think they're going to be fighting anytime soon. So realistically, that's the second the secondary fight in the welterweight division, Ugas versus Thurman. Now, I got Thurman beating Ugas, but sometimes we don't know what type of Thurman is going to be showing up. The 12 round Thurman, the elusive one, or we're going to see Thurman like he said. But to be honest, his killer instinct is not there. It's dead. You know what I'm saying? The killer instinct of Thurman is never there. He couldn't find the killer instinct to beat Manny Pacquiao, fight Manny Pacquiao. He couldn't find the killer instinct for Mario Barrios. And after the fight, he does interviews and stuff, and they be like, "Oh, you know, my killer instinct is not there. I gotta put these guys out like I used to do." Look, if you couldn't find it with Manny Pacquiao, your biggest fight, pay-per-view, you couldn't fight in that night, and you couldn't find it versus Mario Barrios, you ain't never gonna have it. You lost it, but you still good enough to outbox or Ugas. So let me know what you think about the fight, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you, God bless, and on to the next.